So, you've had this experience before where you're like, okay, this time I am serious. I want to achieve this goal. I'm gonna give it my best. I'm gonna go and do this. I'm gonna do that. You lay out a whole new plan. You lay out a whole new strategy, a whole new approach, and you have everything all outlined. It's looking so fine, so beautiful. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. New fresh inspiration drawing in you, and you feel like, yeah, I got this. Okay, you start it the first day, second day, you're keeping up to it, and then bam, one day something happens. Maybe your mood wasn't that right, or you felt down, or you were sick, or life happens, you missed one day, and you're like, oh god, okay, I'm gonna try the next day. The next day, you took it up, you're feeling down again, and you're like, what's happening? The second day gone, third day gone, a week gone, a month gone, and then you're like, I'm going to wait till a new month. I'm going to start afresh. I'm going to plan afresh. And then you write a whole new plan again, and then you follow the same thing over and over and over. If you're in these shoes, I'm happy to tell you, you don't have a discipline problem. You have a different problem entirely. Once you've identified that problem, it no longer becomes a problem. You find it easy to stay consistent. So you don't have a discipline problem. That's something I wanted to know. Your problem is different. And in this video, I'm going to tell you in details what that is. And I'm going to give you clear approach on how to go about resolving it and becoming more consistent than you currently are. Because yes, I was once like you. I was once in that stage where I wasn't consistent, where I was dabbling in and out and how. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. I've always been the type that takes a project and says, okay, this time around, I'm going to complete this, I'm going to complete this, I'm going to complete this. And I sit with it, I say, okay, yes, I feel inspired, I feel great. I feel like, yeah, Jeremiah, you're doing something with your life now. Jeremiah, you're doing great. Okay, you've got a plan, it's going to work out. Okay, I take it up, and then after the first week, I'm still with it. I'm feeling all excited, feeling like, yeah, Jerry, you're doing something that's even about to a week. Okay, so I pick it up, I take it, I start working on it, and then one day something happens. I feel so weak. I feel not unmotivated. I just feel out of place, and the meaning and the reason for actually going into what I was doing gets confusing. And I feel like I'm not even making progress, or I feel like I'm just wasting my time and find out. A day goes, I'm unable to accomplish what I need to accomplish. The next day, I write out some plans again. I'm going to do this today. By the end of the day, I think I've only accomplished half a quarter of it. And that kept on going and going and going. And when I stop that, I'm going to have to go to another task. I'll take another task and say, okay, this is a new month. This is a new season. This is a new period. I'm sketching out another plan again. And this time, I'm going to follow it no matter what anybody says. And then I start again. The morale is up. Now, I keep on going around this loop of starting, stopping, starting, stopping, starting, stopping, starting, stopping. And it's the loop many people are right now. Majority of persons right now, these are the loop. Especially someone who feels like, yeah, they want to become consistent, they want to become good at something. It can be in workouts, it can be in posting, it can be in learning, it can be in anything. We can just drain out gradually and then you start all over again with new energy. Drain out gradually when you're getting towards the middle. Now, the problem is you were excited about the start, but when you get to the boring middle, when you get to the challenging space, you feel the safe thing to do is to run back and start all over again. And that's where the problem is. So you don't have a discipline. You should come on every video out there saying the discipline to keep working more, keep working hard the more, putting more effort, do this the more, study the more, grind through it, press it, and then you don't have a discipline problem. Brother, sister, girl, boy, man, woman, you don't have a discipline problem. You're starting all over again. That is discipline right there. For you keep coming at it over and over, you don't have a discipline problem. Now, I'm going to give you fixes. I'm almost about starting to talk about the fixes straight up, but then I'm going to give you fixes that are about slide out. And I really feel if you can follow along, it's going to make life a whole lot easier for you, especially if you want to stay consistent. The first one is to shrink it until it's almost too small to fail. Shrink your task until it is almost too small to fail. Shrink what you want to do. You want to read a book? So don't say, I'm going to try and read this book today. I'm going to try and read as much as possible in this book today. That's not a rubric. That's not a guideline. You're not reading anything. You've not stated anything. But if, say, for instance, you come up and say, I'm going to read a page of this book today. That is you being specific. A page feels like fulfillment, even if it's little. You feel like you've done something. And then make sure it is very minute, that it is easy to carry out even on days where you don't have the momentum, the feeling, the vibe to carry it out. Because there are surely days life will happen to you. There are days you fall sick. There are days you feel down. There are days you feel unmotivated. Make it an integral part of your lifestyle that is such that it's too small, too minute, that it's very, very insignificant, and you don't count as a big deal to actually carry out. The next one, make it specific and anchor it on something you already do. So I already said something about being specific by stating this is what I want to do. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But then anchor it into something you normally do. Say when you go to your work and you're in the bus, this is what you're going to do. Anytime I'm in the bus, I'm going to be reading this. Anytime I'm in the bus, I'm going to be replying comments. Anytime I'm in the bus, I'm going to be on social media. When I'm in the bus, I'm going to be building my brand. I'm going to be replying emails. I'm going to be reading this book. Now you've made it part of your lifestyle rather than just a whole different goal entirely. Say when you're doing you're at work during break, or you're, how do I put it? Wow, what other situation? Or the student during class, you're done with lectures. The moment you're done with lectures, or before the lecturer comes in, you're going to be doing something. When you make it a part of your lifestyle, when you've integrated it into what you would normally do in a day, despite your mood, then it becomes easy. It becomes less of a task. It becomes more like a normal lifestyle for you. And by doing that, you're achieving something, you're accomplishing something, you're carrying out something, you're carrying out tasks, you're making progress. Only when it is integrated into your normal lifestyle, into things you already do. So another thing, the third one I have for you is to plan for the bad day before it arrives. There's always that day where there's going to be like something wanting to break the chain. There's always going to be a bad day. There's always going to be a day where you feel down, where you feel sad. There's always going to be the day where you feel unmotivated. So decide now what that type of moment is and what you're going to do. Okay, say for instance, you've given yourself a goal. I'm always going to go to the gym to work out for like an hour, and then you plan for the days where you might not feel like going to the gym. Okay, and days when I don't feel like going to the gym, when emotions hit, I'm gonna have to do 10 squats beside my bed. You're literally doing something rather than doing nothing, rather than invading the whole task altogether. Plan for the rainy days, plan for the days when you feel unmotivated, because you cannot sow seed out there and expect that every day is always going to be rainy or every day is going to be sunny. You understand what I'm saying? You cannot. So there are some days you have to go there to watch how they plant yourself. And then the sun comes and it helps. So there's some days you have to be putting certain intentional effort into doing certain things, even though it's not what you would normally do. But because of how emotion has hit that day, you just have to go do that. Because now, say for instance, you said, hey, I'm going to the run, you're going out for a jog, like 10 minutes jog or so. Now you're feeling unmotivated. The task might just be okay, put on your canvas, put on your shoes within your room, and just jog a little within the room. And I tell you how funny it is this. You can jog a little in the room and find yourself now motivated to go out and jog again for the next 10, 20 minutes just because you decided to do that little thing within your room. So plan for the bad day before it arrives. Okay. The next one and the final one, okay, maybe not the final one. Never miss twice. Oh, never miss twice. You miss a day, something happens. I'm not gonna say you're gonna follow out, you're gonna follow through on all the days. There are days you just won't get out of bed. Never miss twice. Have that rule. You miss a day, the next day, if possible, very early in the morning, get to it. Do something, no matter how minute. Make sure you do something that achieves that goal in some sense. Please and please never miss twice. I don't know how to, because missing twice aggravates or increments to 3 days and then to a week and then to a month, and then you find yourself useless and you're feeling worthless and you're feeling like you're nothing, you're nobody, you're not doing anything. Never miss twice. Never miss twice. Okay, the fifth one, and this is the one that makes it stick for good. Stop trying to do the thing. Start becoming the person. I said, stop trying to do the thing. Start becoming the person. Now, you're giving yourself a task of always going to the gym, trying to force yourself to go to the gym. I'm going to do certain number of squats. I'm going to do 5 minutes or 10 minutes just to do something. Don't let it be about the task, about the doing. Let it be about what you're becoming, what you're trying to say about yourself. For instance, in the gym case, you're trying to say to yourself, I'm not the kind of person that bails out on myself. I'm not the kind of person that at every small difficulty, I give up. So, like, you're defining yourself. Don't be the one that says, I'm going to do this task for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I'm going to do this. And then you're not attaching any form of becoming, any form of self improvement, any form of um, uh, personal development to it, and just seeing it as a task. Then you're not actually doing anything. You're actually becoming something or somebody rather. You're just doing a thing, you're just following a task haphazardly. You're just following a routine that you don't see or feel any impact in any way in your life. Stop asking yourself, how do I force myself to do this thing? Start asking yourself, what am I becoming by doing this thing? That way you become more clear. That way you get more clarity. That way you're sure that you're actually going the right way and you know you're actually improving yourself to become a better person and to see past certain changes and certain effects in your life. So you might be asking now, what's now the place of discipline? Don't I need to actually put in more effort? Don't I need to actually work hard at forcing myself to do certain things? Listen, discipline is good. Discipline is necessary. In fact, it is integral to most things you want to accomplish, but you don't make it feel like a task. Don't make it feel like something that without it you can't be a complete human. Remember, you're trying to change yourself here. Remember, you're trying to make yourself a better person. So the goal is not to burn out yourself. See, someone who commits to a task 70% of the time in a year is far better than someone who has a perfect month and then the whole month is left untouched. The goal is consistency. And consistency, when linked to your normal day to day activities, and doesn't seem like something difficult to do, but so it's something you need to accomplish, something integral to your daily life. That is discipline right there. That is something you've integrated into your lifestyle as something you should do. What else do you want to define discipline as? It's not until you burn out yourself. It's not until you feel like I'm putting in the effort and you're draining yourself and then nothing is actually entering or there's actually no effect to the impact you really want in your life. No, that's not it. So redefine discipline for yourself and try to recalibrate it to where you want to be, not what you want to accomplish. So back to that loop. Stop looping. Stop looping. Stop going through that loop. You start a task, you give yourself a plan, you're planning this whole month, this whole year, this is what I'm gonna do. Make it so small, remember, minute that you can actually accomplish. Make it specific, make it integral to your lifestyle, and never miss a day. and make sure it is more about who you are becoming, not just about performing the task. And you find how easy it is to stay consistent. So, for you out there, always being in that loop of starting all over again, starting, ending, starting all over again, feeling that excitement and then ending it again, learn to stay in the boring middle, learn to make it uh, uh not always exciting. Don't always expect excitement. Just make it a normal task. Make it normal because excitement doesn't last. It breaks. So make it part of your normal task and then it flows. Because anywhere all the normal activities take place, it is also integrated and then it has to take place. I hope you found value in this. And yeah, this kind of video I make around here, I'm Jeremiah Bankole, and I'll see you in the next video. Adieu.